In this episode, I'm talking about how giving everything away for free is creating an imbalance in your business and why you need to stop it now. So keep listening. Hi, I'm Brandon Lucero, and you're about to experience the new way to thrive in business, entrepreneurship, and life by leaning into who you are, what you love, and standing up for what you want to create. Get ready, because this is where we go against the grain, say no to outdated society norms, and we say yes to change in order to create a happier, more fulfilled world. Welcome to the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast. Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast. Today is going to be a passion rant. I feel like a lot of our episodes lately have been me stepping more and more into our passion rants. But today is going to be a pretty serious one on multiple levels, because it's something that I see people do all the time as soon as especially when they get into the entrepreneurial space. And this is giving everything away for free. And there's so many levels that I want to talk about this on today. And we'll talk about all these different levels. And when I say stop giving everything away for free, I'm talking about this on both levels. I'm talking about this, or both perspectives. I'm talking about from the perspective of, don't give your stuff away for free. Don't give your energy away for free. Don't give your, all of the, your best stuff away for free, which is a lot of common advice out there. But also don't be the recipient, is that how you say it? Recipient, there we go, thanks Matt, of taking free stuff from people all the time either. And we're going to start with this quote, and we're going to end with this quote. But I'm expensive. Our company's expensive. And I know expensive is relative, and what is cheap and expensive is it's all relative. Someone who has $1 million will hear, oh, it's, $3,000 for our program, and go, okay, great. Can I buy it? And someone who has $0 would be like, oh, it's way more. That's so much money. I can't even afford it. It's too expensive. So I understand that expensive is relative, but when we compare it to a lot of the people in our space, our agency is not cheap, compared to other people in the space, but also compared to other people that work for companies like Coca-Cola and whatever, we are cheap. But we position ourselves higher than everyone else. I position my course more than most people do. I'm okay with raising my prices. And the reason why is because I know the value I can bring, and I want people to take my work seriously. And there's this concept that I talk about, and we've talked about in a past episode, about being committed. And I talk about how a lot of online business owners are not committed to their business as much as a failing local business owner is in most cases. Because in order to start a local business, you had to get a lease, you had to hire the staff, you probably had to take out a business loan or use a big chunk of your own money, and you invested a lot. And so you're way more committed to it now. You're way more willing to do the work, to put in the hours, to make it work because of what you're going to lose. And I know the value that I bring to people if they do the work. So by charging people more money, I get a higher level person entering my program who's going to take it way more seriously. And the reason I do that is because I know how freaking good our stuff is, how much value it brings into people's life, both personally, business, and messaging and content, that I don't want someone's money that's just going to not take it seriously because I didn't charge them enough, or I gave it away for free, because there's no consequence for them. But as soon as they invest, they're way more likely to be all in. And I want people to be all in because I know how much value that I can bring. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is stop giving everything away for free. I don't understand how we got into this place of give out your best stuff, give everything away for free, then people will buy. No, they won't. That is you're not a product at Costco. If you have a service or you have a digital product or a course, you're not a product at Costco. You don't give out free samples and they experience a free sample in that moment and go, oh my God, this is so good. I'm going to impulse buy this thing for $20. If you have a course or a service or a program, it probably costs hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. It's not like you just give something away for free and they're like, oh my God, this is so good. Yeah, I'm going to spend thousands of dollars on this person's product. So stop. You're not a product at Costco. Stop treating your service or your program as a product at Costco. Giving everything away for free is also just puts you way out of bounds. It's not an energetic exchange, and we're going to talk about that. And so that's the first thing I want to talk about is when we start to give everything away for free, you have to understand that there's a give and take in life. You know, there's a light and dark. There's a push and a pull. There's a bounce to life. And as soon as that thing gets out of balance, we start to experience a lot of problems. You know, like there's a balance with Mother Earth. And as soon as we're out of balance, we start to experience a lot of problems because we're out of balance. And if you're constantly giving, and you're not getting anything in return, guess what? You're out of balance. You're going to start experiencing the side effects of being out of balance. Tired all the time with no money, not being able to pay the bills, getting foreclosed on. You got to remember, guys, we're running freaking businesses here. We're not running, like if you want to just give everything away for free, then stop running a business and just go to YouTube and start posting free videos and go get a job because you're not going to be able to pay your bills. And then in your spare time, just start giving all your best stuff away for free. Because there's going to be an imbalance when it comes to giving everything away for free. So in life, there always has to be an exchange. There always has to be a balance. Because if there's not an equal exchange, then you get imbalanced or unbalanced and things start falling apart. And we've always lived my life and lived my business with that exchange. You know, there's a give and a take. And I look at that way with my employees. You know, we hear stories all the time of people that hate their jobs. Why? It's because the businesses constantly take from their employees without giving back to their employees. There has to be a balance. There's an energetic exchange going on. If you want the best out of your employees, they give you their best work, then you should give them the best of what you're able to give them while keeping the company safe and keeping it in alignment of the vision. There has to be a balance. When things are in balance, you see amazing results. Your business starts to soar, your content starts to get better, your program starts to get better. And it goes into content too. And we hear it all the time is when people say, give your best stuff away for free. From my experience, and again, this isn't absolute, this isn't 100%. We can probably find people that give their best stuff away for free and do really well with it. But in general, from my experience, is when your content gives away your best stuff over and over and over again, people just don't buy. Because giving something to someone for free and telling this is my best thing, they don't feel compelled to buy because that's not what causes buying behavior. If we want to break down the psychology of what makes someone buy, there's never, go buy any book on psychology. Go buy any book on sales. And they will never tell you, you know what, you go on a sales call, just give them everything for free. Then they're going to buy. Why are they going to buy? Because they're going to feel bad if they don't. No, they're not. They're going to be grateful they got something for free. So when we look at our content, we want to make sure we're not focusing on giving everything away for free. And that's what I talk about with like how to educational content. We don't want to give. We want to add value in different ways. We want to shift perspective. Instead of giving them your best stuff, you're giving them a breakthrough. That's more valuable than giving them the steps. You know, I talk about the concept of the gas pedal and the brake things all the time. I got this from Dr. Shannon Irvin, who talks about, you know, like a lot of subconscious beliefs and identities and stuff. And she says, everyone has gas pedal and brake things. So a lot of people will try to give everything away for free, which is basically giving someone the gas pedal things, which could propel them forward. But if they have their foot on the brake at the exact same time, then it does them absolutely no good. So sometimes to add the most amount of value into someone's life, we have to remove the foot off the brake. And to me, that's the most valuable thing. So let's get this clear. You do want to add value. And the one question that a lot of people never ask is, how do I add value? They just assume I'm going to give away a ton of stuff for free. I'm going to give away my best stuff for free. That's how I'm going to add value. And it's become a norm inside of our space that giving everything away for free is how to add value. And yes, it is one way to add value. You're technically adding value into someone's life, but it's not the only way to add value. It's not the most powerful way to add value. And it may not be the most effective way to add value when it comes to sales. However, if we can shift someone's perspective, we can remove a belief that's causing suffering in their life, we can reinforce an identity so they feel better about themselves, we can tell them that they're worthy, all of those things. Those are great ways to add value without giving away your best stuff or giving out a ton of things for free. Yes, I'm very clear in that moment. We're still giving them a transformation for free. We didn't charge any money, but we're not giving them our best stuff for free. But I can tell you this, when you give someone a transformation or you remove a belief that's causing suffering in their life, or you do something along those lines, you remove one of those brake pedal things that we're talking about, that causes them to buy. Why? Because you remove the pain. And people are way more likely to buy from you or way more motivated to avoid pain than they are to seek pleasure. That's why I said if I'm going to give you $1,000 if you go run 5 miles right now, or I said I'm going to take $1,000 out of your bank account if you don't go run 5 miles right now, you're probably way more likely to go run those 5 miles to avoid losing the $1,000 than you are to go gain the $1,000. People are way more motivated to avoid pain than they are to seek pleasure. And so if you can remove a pain from their life, you're actually adding more value in their life. But if you continue to remove pain from their life, they're way more committed and likely to buy because you're removing the pain, just the psychology of humans is to focus more on avoiding pain than to seek pleasure. So if you give them more of that, then they are more likely to buy to continue that experience of removing the pain. So I hope that makes sense. Giving everything away for free doesn't actually help sales, just even from a psychology standpoint, because removing and adding value in different ways and removing pains and suffering from people is something that they want to continue with versus something that they want to continue to seek out. But at the end of the day, what you have to do is you have to protect your energy. I had a conversation with a friend who's a real estate agent, and I don't really know how successful he is with real estate or not. I'm assuming he's okay. But he made this comment, which was like, hey, if you guys ever want to buy a house, I'm going to just call me up. Like, you don't even have to list with me. I just enjoy helping people and serving people. And so do I. I enjoy helping people and I enjoy serving people too. I mean, it's literally what I live for. But I know the more money I make, the more impact I can have, the deeper I can serve people. I can bring on coaches and a team to help me, focus on what I'm really good at to continue servicing people. I can help them service people as well. But it all comes because of the money. And I want to protect my energy. If I'm constantly giving out my energy and giving help and doing one-on-one calls and doing all of this stuff all the time and not getting paid for it or getting paid what I'm worth, then it drains my energy. And when it drains my energy, then I can't serve anyone. And it's a massive disadvantage. So we have to understand that there needs to be some kind of exchange, and we want to keep people accountable. And the price of your program, the price of your service does all of that. So because we charge more money, we probably have less people buy because of that, which means I'm serving less people, which means that I can manage my energy better. But I'm also making more. So that means that I can build out a better team, a better infrastructure to serve those people even better. I can make deeper impact. And they're more committed to the work that's going to help them because they invested more money. And I want to ask you guys a question. When there's no bounce and you're constantly giving everything away for free, how can you serve people if you're out of energy? And I'm going to go back to the real estate agent here in a second. He said, I love to serve people. I love to serve people. I love to serve people. And he said, even today, I went out and there was someone who was a for sale by owner. And they called me and asked a bunch of questions. And I sat there for, I think he said like a half an hour or something on the call, just answering the questions. And they didn't list with me because they wanted to sell their home on their own. But I just love that. I just love helping people. And what he missed in that moment was that there was no exchange. The person took, and didn't give anything back. And the problem is that he's a very good agent. If he was very good, he's very smart, he's very honest toes, he's very aggressive with the deals, meaning he knows how to negotiate. And if he would take the time to close more sales and to not give everything away for free, he could actually be helping a lot more people. And service, he loves serving, but because you building a business around it, you get to serve on a deeper level. You get to serve more people. Now, I will say this, though. This does come with a caveat, is that there can be benefits in giving things away for free. So again, this is not like a collective 100% statement that I'm making with this podcast episode, because there are times where giving things away for free will help you. So things like giving out a free download or a free whatever, but there's always going to be an exchange. So if you're giving something out for free, always make it some kind of exchange or be intentional with it. Meaning, I'm going to give out a free download PDF that's going to help someone. They're going to give me the email address in exchange, because the more email addresses I have, the more I know I'm going to make on the back end. There always has to be some kind of exchange. When I got started, I decided to do videos for free for family and friends. And I did them for free. And so you might be asking, well, Brandon, what was the exchange? The exchange was I got to use them as an example. I got to use them as a case study. So I did it for free and said, hey, can you sign this thing? I can use it in my marketing material. So now when I went to go pitch businesses for money, I had a portfolio of videos to show them. I had results that I could show them. I was intentional with giving things away for free. We don't want to just give everything away for free and constantly give things away for free without there being some kind of exchange. And on the flip side, you don't want to continue to take things for free without giving that energy back, because it's going to negatively affect you. So be intentional if you're going to give things for free. If you're just starting out, giving things away for free could really help you, but you want to be intentional with it. You want to figure out what that exchange is going to be. And again, a lot of this stems from content. We don't want to just continue to give everything away for free and give everything away for free and add a ton of value by giving, because that also causes you to blend in. And you guys heard me talk about this all the time, is that how-to content allows you to blend in or forces you to blend in with all the other experts out there. So if you're trying to give out your best information and you're trying to give out all these steps and trying to do all this stuff, and then you're trying to stand out above your competition by giving more and giving more of your program, you're just on a fast path to giving everything away for free, and there's no exchange. It's not how we build a business. How-to educational content, just giving out steps, causes you to blend in. It's the reason why you're probably unheard. It's why you're an unheard entrepreneur. And what this all boils down to is worth issues, in my opinion, and from my experience. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm willing to bet everyone who's afraid of charging higher prices or is too afraid to actually charge money or ask money for worth doing, it's really comes down to a worth issue. You either don't believe in your ability to do something, or you you're discrediting the amount of value you're adding into somebody's life. And again, the reason why I told you we're going to start with this quote and we're going to end with it is the reason why I'm expensive is because I know the value I can bring, and I want people to take my work seriously. And I know the value that I can bring, and I want them to experience that value. I don't want to take someone's money and then not have them experience the value. I want them to be committed and to experience the value. I really hope she doesn't mind me telling the story, but I remember, I won't say anyone's name, but I remember working with someone in our mentorship program. Her work is great. I've used her. She's coached me on a lot of things. In my opinion, the best at what she does. And some of the things that we coached her on and mentored on was raising her prices. And at one of our events, she met James Wedmore because he came in as a speaker, and she started talking to him about what she does. And James signed up with her immediately. He's like, what do I need to do? Like, let's sign up. I want to go through this program that you do one-on-one. What's your price? And she said $3,500. So $3,500, $3,500. And he said, great, invoice me. He paid it. And then he stopped going halfway through. Now, what had happened was she charged a price that she thought she was worth. And then when James paid it, he stopped the program halfway through. Not because the program wasn't good. It was because it wasn't a priority to him anymore. To him, he didn't pay a lot of money to do this. So things started to happen, like he went into a launch and all of this stuff and all these other priorities came up. And he's like, whatever, it's just $3,500. Had she charged him $35,000, you know what? James would have made that a priority. James would have gone through the entire program. Now, he got a lot out of the program, and I know he still works with her from time to time. But it's a perfect example of someone not knowing the worth, the value, or being too scared, or wondering, hoping that people, see the value in them. And so this really does, I think a lot of the times it does come down to a confidence issue and a worth issue. One of the easiest ways to overcome that, from my experience, is to really teach from the knowing. And you guys hear me say this all the time, is you don't learn to ride a bike by reading a book. You learn to ride a bike by actually riding the bike, because then you get a feeling and a knowing of how to navigate it and how to do it and how to pedal and how to bounce. And when you have the knowing, you understand something so deeply that you can't help but have the best teachings. And when I teach messaging, I understand it on such a deep level because we do it for us. I do it for my clients. I do it for our students in so many different niches. And we just do it on such a deep level, a level deeper than most. And so I know it on deeper levels. I put frameworks around how we create all of the stuff that we do. And it's a very, in my opinion, amazing process to pull people through, where we take a very complicated thing and make it very stupid, simple, easy. Just super easy for people to execute on. But I only got that because of the knowing. And so a lot of the times what I've seen is I see people who like go through a course or they learn a concept on paper, but they don't actually do it. They've never done it themselves, or they've never done it for somebody else, or they've done it for like one person. So the level of knowing, the deep level of knowing isn't quite there. And I believe on some kind of level, they know that, which is why they don't charge a lot of money, or they're afraid of charging a lot of money because they don't want to be called out, whatever. I know my stuff on such a deep level that I don't care if I'm called out. Called out for what? Like, if someone calls me out, it's because they don't even understand what it is that I do, because I understand it on such a deep level. Now, again, I understand there's probably deep-seated things here, like, you could have had issues with your parents telling you you're not worthy and different things like that. But I do know more times than not, the reason why people have worth issues around charging higher prices and causes them to want to give everything away for free or give everything away for very low is because they lack the confidence, and the confidence is stemming from, sometimes in more cases than not, stems from a place of, I haven't really done this myself, or I haven't really done this for a lot of people, or I haven't done this for enough people, or not recognizing, this is the other one, not recognizing how well you actually do know it. So the example of the lady that I told you worked with James, she's done this so many times with so many people and understands it on such a deep level that she doesn't even understand how deep she actually knows it. And I hope she's listening right now. She doesn't actually understand how deep she actually knows this, because if she did, she wouldn't charge the low prices that she charges. So I'm going to wrap up this episode right now. Remember, the reason why I'm expensive is because I know the value I can bring, and I want people to take it seriously. When you give things away for free all the time just because you want to serve, you're actually not serving people on the deepest level you possibly can. There's no exchange, which creates an imbalance. And when there's an imbalance, you start to experience a lot of problems. Those problems could be no money, no sales, team is leaving you because you're just taking from them all the time. People are leaving, don't want to be around you because you're just a freeloader. It sounds awful, but my mom came my mom is just so cheap. She's the type of person that will invite you to a barbecue and then ask you to bring all the food. But anyways, I digress. But anyways, I'm going to wrap up this episode. So if this episode resonated with you, go ahead and screenshot this, post it on Instagram stories, tag IamBrandonLucero.com with a breakthrough or a realization that you had. We will pick someone to give a $20 gift card. My team will pick someone that they thought gave the biggest breakthrough in their opinion, and we will go ahead and give you a $20 gift card. So to Starbucks. So go ahead, leave us a review, screenshot that, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out another episode of the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, go below, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you click on that bell icon and get notified every time we drop a new episode. Now, if you're looking for the show notes, we have them linked underneath this video, as well as our social media handles and some links to free training and offers that we drop from time to time to help you guys even further. So go check those out if you're interested, and thank you so much for tuning in to the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast.